Good morning, guys. Reading Rush Day 5. So, little bit of an update. Finished Jurassic Park last night. I almost fell asleep, but I made it through. I made myself get through it. I really liked it. I think I'm going to end up giving it 4 stars. There was some stuff in it that I was like, I don't think so. But overall, I really liked the concept of it. I liked the writing. The one thing that I noticed with this, and I looked at my library to see if they had one that wasn't mass market paperback, and they didn't. They had this exact same version. And so I went ahead and read it. I realized I don't mind reading mass market paperbacks. They're pretty easy to handle. However, this had a lot of typos in it, and that is one of my bookish pet peeves. I hate when books have typos in it, and especially towards the end. Just in like the last 50 pages, there were at least 6 typos in this book. And that's just in the last 50 pages. That's not even including all the typos in the rest of the book. So that was really annoying. That doesn't affect my star rating because it's not the book, that's the publisher or whatever, but still. Anyway, yeah, so I think I'm going to give this one 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm planning on watching the movie either today during the day or tonight, one or the other. I own the movie, so it's not a big deal whenever I get around to watching it. However, so I'm done with this. I'm still in the middle of listening to Forever Interrupted. So I'm a little over halfway done with that, and I'm still listening to that as my audiobook. When I get finished with that, which I'm hoping I'll get almost, if not completely finished with that today, my game plan is to listen to Animal Farm. So that's going to be my last audiobook, Animal Farm is. I'm going to try to get through Forever Interrupted and Animal Farm both. But for print books, this fulfilled my book I meant to read last year challenge, and it could fulfill the book to movie adaptation challenge as well. However, if I have time, I thought that I might read The Invention of Hugo Cabret, and I picked up the movie Hugo from the library this past weekend when I was there. This is a huge book. However, it is a lot of illustrations, and even the pages that do have writing on them. Hold on, let me find a good example. Well, not that page. Oh, here. There's not that much writing on the pages. So it's a lot of illustrations and not a whole lot of words. And so I'm thinking that I might do this, and that will help get me towards that 7-book challenge, or goal, I should say. So I'm thinking I might do this one for the book to movie adaptation. And then I would also like to start Saga today, if not finish Saga today. This is my non-human main character challenge. So, and this could I'll probably just read this all in one spot like I did with drama, so I could use it for that one also. Animal Farm could count as a non-human main character. And then I also have, The Wild Robot. This is a middle grade about a robot, and so this could count as a non-human main character as well. And this one's fairly short too. So my goal is between today and tomorrow to possibly read all 3 of these, finish listening to Forever Interrupted, and listen to Animal Farm. Animal Farm's like 3.5 hours on audiobook, so that shouldn't be a huge deal. I have about 3 hours, I think, left of Forever Interrupted. My kids are all acting like animals. That's what you get when you don't have pets. You get kids that act like animals. So anyway, so this is the 3rd book that I finished. So if I finish Forever Interrupted, that would be 4. And then Animal Farm would be 5. And then if I finished all 3 of these, that would be 8. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm thinking that this is definitely doable. I'm supposed to go to a play date today with my kids, and it is currently thunderstorming outside. And it was supposed to be an outside play date. So I'm thinking that might get canceled. Are you having fun? You're silly. So I'm thinking that might get canceled. And so if that gets canceled, I have all day to read. I have to take my husband somewhere tonight, but other than that, I have all day to read, and then also watch Jurassic Park and Hugo if I get the book read. So those are my game plans for the day. I hope that you guys are having a successful and great reading rush as well. Things are a little chaotic right now here. Kids are all running around, and it's getting late in the summer. Mama's about ready for school to start. Still have a full month before that's gonna start back though, so wishful thinking. But anyway, so I have today and tomorrow to really read as much as I can, and then Sunday we have church, and then my sister's coming into town to stay for the night to visit, and so I don't think I'm going to be getting much reading done that day. We have plans to possibly go up to Mall of America. I live about a half hour away from there, so we might do that on Sunday. And with just having visitors, she and her husband, they have 4 kids, and it's just going to be mass chaos. So my thought process is that I will be getting no reading done on Sunday, so I need to get all of this done between today and tomorrow. So those are my goals. I will check in with you guys a little bit later and let you know how things are coming along. Okay, it is almost 5 o'clock. My husband is on his way home, and I need to take him to go pick up a car here in the next couple of minutes. So we ended up going on a play date, and then I hung out with my friends for a little while, and I got home and finished reading Saga. So Saga is complete. That checks off my non-human main character challenge. Done. Book number 4, done. So yeah, and I've still been listening to Forever Interrupted. I have no idea where I'm at in it though, so I will check that later. I have little ones reading with me, so that's kind of fun. Say hi.
Hi.
So she's reading with me right now, but anyway, so I got those done. I am probably going to start on The Invention of Hugo Cabret tonight, and see how far I can get in that tonight, and continue listening to Forever Interrupted. So that is where I'm at with my reading. I know it looks like I haven't gone anywhere because I'm back on my bed again. It's quiet and it's nice and bright in here, so I like to read in here a lot. But anyway, I will check back in later tonight and let you guys know if I get any farther with Hugo Cabret or Forever Interrupted. Hey guys, it is like 8:30 at night now. I have not gotten much done since the last time that we talked. I did get about 50 pages of The Invention of Hugo Cabret done. Like 47 of those were all pictures, so it wasn't much reading involved. But I did get a little bit of that done. Not much to report on that yet. However, I did listen to quite a bit of the audiobook of this. So let me see if I can figure out where I'm at in it. Okay, so I am right there. I don't have very much left. I have maybe about an hour left of the audiobook. So that is predominantly what I did. I had to take my husband to go pick up his car, and then we ended up taking the family out to eat, and so that consumed all of our evening. I did listen to the audiobook when I was in the car, but that's about it. So that's pretty much everything from today. I did realize, though, that I didn't really tell you anything about this or my thoughts about it. So I read Saga as my... Look at that sunset. Ugh, I love the sunsets. Okay. So Saga was my non-human main character challenge book. It is an adult graphic novel. It's sci-fi. They're aliens. And pretty much what it is about is these two alien races have been at war for forever, and there's a guy from one race and a girl from the other race, and they end up falling in love and getting married and having a baby. And both races governments have hired people to track them down and find them, so they're being hunted by their militaries. So the first book, that's pretty much everything that happened. You're following them and their baby as they're being hunted by these people. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I gave it 4 stars, I think, and I am interested in continuing reading this. So now that I know that, I can go to the library and pick up a couple more volumes and maybe read a couple of those next month. But yeah, so the plan for the evening, the husband and I are planning on watching Jurassic Park tonight. I asked him if he would watch it with me, and he agreed. So I think we're going to sit down, get all the kids put to bed. The younger 2 are already in bed, but get the older ones down, and then pop some popcorn and sit on the couch and watch Jurassic Park. And then, yeah, I think tomorrow, I already told him my game plan is to read all day and do laundry, because mom life. But anyway, that is all the reading I got done today, though, and my evening plans. So I will check in with you guys in the morning and let you know if I get any more reading done tonight, and kind of go from there. Reading Rush Day 6. So it is currently 10 a.m. I've been up for a little bit. It's just kind of a slow morning. Saturdays are typically slow for our family, or for me anyway. So got up, got the hair washed. I still need to dry it. That's a process. So got up, watched a little bit of BookTube, read a few chapters, few pages of this, like 20 pages or whatever, of The Wild Robot. And finished listening to Forever Interrupted. My hard copy's downstairs. I'm not gonna go get it right now. So I did finish that. Was really good. It made me cry at the end, especially. It was really good. It's just about a girl, Elsie, who gets married, and 9 days later her husband is killed in a bike accident. And it is about her and her husband's mother, who she's never met, and how they help each other grieve, and it's really good. But yeah, it made me cry. 4 stars. Not as good as some of Taylor Jenkins Reid's other books, but still very good. So the game plan today is to listen to Animal Farm. So I'm going to listen to that and then read The Wild Robot. And I'm also planning on continuing to read The Invention of Hugo Cabret. And that's also downstairs. So we'll see how much of each of those I get done today. I think it's doable. I just am going to have to focus on reading today. So I don't really have a whole lot else going on. I need to get some laundry done. I need to do a little bit of picking up around the house. But other than that, it should be a pretty simplistic reading day. So I am going to go get my hair finished and put some makeup on, and then get some housework done, and probably listen to Animal Farm while I'm doing it, and then get reading. So I already told my husband that's all I plan on doing today. So don't expect much out of me. All right, I will check in with you guys a little bit later and let you know how my reading day is going. Okay, it is now 1:15. I am gonna go run some errands. I need to go get toilet paper. We're out of toilet paper, and we have visitors coming tomorrow, so I gotta go do that. And I think I'm gonna run to the library too. I have a book on hold for one of my daughters, and I think I'm gonna go pick that up, so I'll take you guys with me for that. But while I'm out, I'm gonna listen to Animal Farm. This morning I have been reading Hugo Cabret, and so I'm a couple hundred pages into it. It's like over 500 pages long. Given most of that is not most of it, almost half of it though, is illustrations. So anyway, and I'm like 14 out of 80 chapters into The Wild Robot. So anyway, I'm going to listen to Animal Farm while I'm out and go run some errands. Okay, it is now 5:30, somewhere in between there. I have not read any more of Hugo Cabret. However, I did listen to quite a bit of Animal Farm while I was out and about running errands. I have less than an hour left of the audiobook. So I think what I'm going to do is sit and color for a while and finish listening to the audiobook. And check that one off, and then when I get done with that, I will read some more of Hugo Cabret. So, and while I was at the library, I picked up some books for my kids. I didn't pick up anything for myself because honestly, I don't need any more books to read right now. I have a bunch of books out from the library and I need to read those first. So I did pick up a few books for my kids though. My older girls, one of them is really obsessed with wolves and the other one's favorite animal are foxes. And so I picked up a book about a wolf and a book about a fox and got those for them to read, and then just a couple of other series that they've read. I got the next books in them. So I got that. And yeah. You're stinky? Oh, fun. All right, I'll talk to you later. Hey guys, it's like 8 o'clock at night now, so the kids are in bed, and so begins my nightly tech update. Finished Animal Farm, gave it 3 stars. It was fine. It was pretty much exactly what I was expecting it to be. I had heard enough about this before I read it to where I kind of knew what to expect going in, but it's basically a commentary about politics and stuff with farm animals. So the pigs take over the farm, sort of thing. Anyway, it was good though. I enjoyed it. It was a quick listen. I think it's very relevant. It talks about freedoms and people taking away your freedoms without you realizing what's happening. And yeah, so it's very poignant and relevant to today. As far as this chunker, I am that far in. So I'm almost halfway. My game plan is to read as much of this tonight as I possibly can. I don't think I'm going to get to watching the movie before the end of the readathon, but my goal is to at least finish reading the book. And then I'm also I switched to listening to the audiobook of The Wild Robot. So I'm like 15% of the way into it, but I only have like 3.5 hours left. And I'm listening to it a little bit faster than 1.0. I think it's like I'm listening to it at like 1.4 speed. So that helps get through it a little bit faster than even that. So I should be able to get that done tomorrow. So yeah, I'm still hoping that I'll be able to get 8 books finished. Right now I'm sitting at 6 books. But yeah, so that's kind of what I've gotten done. I've had a really good reading week. I'm really happy with what I've read. I haven't gotten a 5-star read yet, but I don't hand 5-star reads out very easily. 5-star reads are pretty rare for me. Something has to really, really just strike a chord with me in order for me to give it 5 stars. So I'm not completely surprised that none of these are 5 stars, but it is what it is. Do I wish that one was? Of course, but it is what it is. Am I thinking that Wild Robot will be? No. I'm thinking that's probably going to end up being a 3 or possibly 4 stars. We'll see. But right now, I'm thinking maybe 3. And then the Hugo Cabret still has possibilities of being a 5 star. So we'll see with that one. But anyway, I also realized that I never really talked about my thoughts about the movie I watched last night. So I did watch Jurassic Park last night with my husband. Um, as far as a book to movie adaptation, like I've always loved the movie, but had never read the book before. So this was my first time watching the movie since reading the book. And as far as like book to movie adaptation, I think they did a pretty good job. The author of the book, Michael Crichton, was one of the directors or producers or whatever of the movie. So I'm sure that lent a hand to it being fairly true to the book. There was a lot of the dialogue in the movie is straight out of the book, like word for word, verbatim. They changed a couple of characters around. Like in the book, the characterization of the kids is totally different. Like in the book, Tim, the boy, was the one that was a complete like nerd. He loved dinosaurs, knew everything about dinosaurs. He's also the one that knew all the computer stuff. So in the movie, the girl is really into computer hacking, and in the book, it's actually the boy. And in the book, the girl is totally useless. Like Lexi or Lex or whatever they call her, she just the whole time is complaining about how she's hungry and she wants to go home and doesn't do anything to help anybody. And he is the one that is like getting her through all of the circumstances and um, being helpful and getting the computer system back up and running and all that stuff. So I thought that that was a little bit interesting that they changed that, and then the end is completely different. So in the movie they just like everybody hops on board a helicopter and they leave all the dinosaurs there, and in the book it's a different ending. And also not the same number of people leave the island in the movie as in the book. So there are some characters in the book that don't make it, and in the movie they do. And so that was interesting as well. But overall, I thought it was a fairly true to book movie adaptation. It was still very entertaining. And I still stand by the fact that, and I told my husband even last night, for being produced in 93, I know it's not cinematography or whatever, but the motorized robots or whatever, I thought they did a really good job with them. They didn't look super fake. So I thought that it was really well done. So anyway, those were my thoughts on Jurassic Park because I never had a chance to share that with you. So anyway, I'm gonna go read Hugo Cabret, and yeah, that's gonna be the rest of my evening. Hey guys, alright, I just pulled into church. I am working in the nursery at church today. The family's at home because my sister's getting in an hour earlier than she thought she was going to. So they got left at home so they could be her welcoming crew, but I still gotta work. Or volunteer. So I'm gonna do that. I did not do any reading last night at all. None. So I take that back. I read one chapter of Hugo Cabret. So I did get that done, and I've been listening to The Wild Robot on just here and there whenever I can. I'm about a third of the way into that. So we'll see. There's still hope that both of those could get finished today, but I'm not going to push it. I'm just really going to try to enjoy time with my family that I don't get to see very often and enjoy the day. But I will check in with you guys in a little while. And, well, probably not in a little while. Let me rephrase that. I'll check in with you guys tonight and let you know if I do get any reading done, and yeah. All right, it is Monday afternoon, but I wanted to touch base and give you a little bit of a wrap up and let you know my thoughts and all that about this past week. Reading rush is over. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. I didn't post it all on my YouTube channel. I posted a few things on Instagram as I was finishing up books, but other than that, like, I just read and chilled, and yeah, it was fun. So I ended up total finishing 6 books. I did not finish any books yesterday. I honestly didn't even try. So it is what it is. So the 2 books that I started that I didn't finish were The Wild Robot and The Invention of Hugo Cabret. I got about 70% into Hugo Cabret and just didn't make it all the way through. I got about 30% into The Wild Robot. So I'll finish those before the end of the month, but they didn't make it into the reading rush. So of the books that I did finish, we have Drama by Raina Telgemeier, and this was my book with purple on the cover. I also read this in one spot. I also finished Saga Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples, and this I also read in one spot, and it had non-human main characters, and I meant to read it last year, so that's 3 challenges. It's a fairly short graphic novel. It's volume 1 out of many. I really like this. Okay, so this one was 3 stars. This one I think I give 4 stars. I'm thinking that this series as a whole has the potential to be 5 stars, but this individual one I gave 4 stars. So that was that. I'm not actually doing these in the order that I read them. I'm just picking up books out of my pile because that's how organized we are today. All right, I also finished Animal Farm by George Orwell. This was non-human main character. Also, it was interesting. I could definitely see if I had the time. I read this in audiobook format. If I had the time to really like read it in print and rip it apart, I could see this being good for like English classes and things like that. I never read it in school, but I could definitely see it being important for that. And it's short enough that it's not like read this, huge thing. So anyway, I really enjoyed it though. 3 stars. I also listened to the audiobook of Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was an author's debut novel challenge, and this was also on my summer TBR, as was Saga and Drama. So I got those 3 books all marked off of my summer TBR that I will link down below if you haven't watched that yet. But anyway, 4 stars. Really, really like this book. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. Really, really enjoyed it. All right. Also read Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. This was my one that I checked off the meant to read last year, and this was also my book to movie adaptation. I also watched the movie of it on Friday night. I really like this book. Reading this book made me realize that I really would like to start reading more Michael Crichton again. I really enjoyed the science behind it and just, yeah. Oh, 4.5 stars. Really liked it. Lots of typos in the mass market paperback. Didn't like that. Overall, 4 stars. Really liked it. And then the last one is The War I Finally Won by Kelly Brubaker Bradley. This is a middle grade. This I was reading for my middle grade magic readathon as well. It counted for the book with 5 or more words in the title. It is the sequel to The War That Saved My Life. And so, yeah, I didn't like this as much as the first. The first one I gave 5 stars. This one I gave 4 stars. It was still really, really good, though. And I highly suggest this duology if you have not read them. They are really profound, really goes through, how war impacts kids and seeing war through the eyes of children. And that's something that just really resonates with me because I have kids, and just the way that the world impacts their lives, I like seeing that. So, all right, those are all of the books that I read. I didn't tally up how many pages it was total. I quit counting pages after day 2 because it got too confusing, and I just, quite honestly, didn't have time for that. Yeah, so here's my stack. Boom. Complete. But yeah, I had a really successful week though, and I really, really enjoyed it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this vlog. This is my first time ever vlogging, and so it was definitely a little bit of a learning curve. I get to now go try to edit this, which will be another learning curve. But anyway, I hope that you, if you participated in Reading Rush, had a fantabulous week. I know a lot of people were starting to get stressed out, and that's not what reading's about. Reading's about having fun, and I had a lot of fun. And so I hope that you did too. And I hope that you were able to complete some of the challenges if that was your goal. And I would love to know what your favorite book that you read during Reading Rush was. And if you did not participate, who was your favorite booktuber that you watched during Reading Rush? So comment that down below for me, because I would love to go watch a couple more people's vlogs. I had 3 booktubers that I followed throughout the week that I watched their vlogs every day, their daily vlogs, and I did not watch any other booktube all week because otherwise I would have never read. That's kind of the trap I normally fall into. I watch way too much YouTube and then don't actually get to reading a lot of times. And so I decided on day 1 I would pick 3 people, and those were my booktubers that I watched all week, and I didn't watch anybody else. So I watched Common Spence, I watched Books and Lala, and I watched Tia and All the Books. Those were the 3 that I watched all week, and I really enjoyed their vlogs. I mean, some of them were hilarious, and I was literally laughing out loud. Others I could just relate to because, I mean, life gets messy throughout the week. And so, yeah, so I watched those 3. But if there was another one that you watched this week that you really enjoyed, I would love some more content to watch now that I have the time. I'll go back and, maybe binge watch some people's vlogs. But anyway, so yeah, let me know those things down below. And other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.